I'm just driving backwards with this big pine log right now. Sorry, I wish it was wrong. And I had to pick this thing up using the bucket curl, like I've explained to you guys before. My boom won't lift it, but my bucket will. And so right now my back end is floating, just barely touching the ground. Every now and then it bounces and my back wheels touch. I'm also a little light in the back end because I just had to have my rear tire fixed, and they did not put ballast out there. I've got to figure out a way to put the ballast fluid in. I got some ideas. But anyway, I was just going to show you guys this. We're going real slow. We're keeping the load low to the ground because every now and then the back end really picks up and it wants to tip the whole tractor forward, which can be a pretty nerve-wracking feeling. But as long as you keep the load low, the tractor is just going to tip forward just a little bit, and then your load's going to touch the ground and you're going to stop tipping. So when you manage it correctly, carrying something like this and having your back end be that close to the balance point is really not that scary. There's just kind of an art to it. So anyway, we're going to try to get it around here, and this is going to be the hardest part here because I have to actually kind of turn around and swing it over my little log bar. I hate to take those things out. I never use them. But I got to try to get it. Right now we're facing the wrong direction. I got to try to rotate it and get it up there on the building. So I'm going to put this down, but I just wanted to show you guys kind of the experience and explain again, the safety aspect of it. And it can be done. It's just a matter of keeping that load low, so if you do tip, you don't tip, so far forward that you get thrown out of the seat. And yeah, going nice and slow and steady with that phone. Anyway, I'm gonna get this set up here on the deck. Okay, so we have wrestled this big son of a gun on here, and I would like really for it to rotate the top a little bit more that way, but in doing so I think it would bring this side out a little bit more. So I'm just going to let you look down the log and see how it looks. Looking down the track there, you see how close that elbow is. And coming down the track here, if we clear this post, it'll be a miracle, but I think I can push this into the log over just a hair if I have to clear this post, but I think it's going to clear. And on the other end, we've actually got room on the other end. I left the stop up just as a safety, but I could actually push that log over about another 2 inches really. The stops take out quite a bit of your clear pass. Actually, that's got me wondering. I can't remember what the total maximum clear pass on this mill is. But if we just take a little tape measure here, in theory, our maximum clear width is 33 3/4 is the absolute max between posts. 33 3/4. Clear cut between the guides, I think, is about 28 or 29. So it's going to be close. I may have to actually finagle it. I might actually have to saw halfway down the log and then actually push one end or the other over a little bit, to stay between the saw heads basically. But like I said, my goal is to be able to cut out slabs that have this bend. I really wanted to have the whole full twist, sort of an S twist. That's got a 90-degree bend, not 90 degree, but one-dimensional. See, if I roll it right, I could get that other end rolled up just a little bit, and that'd give me more of an S twist to it. So maybe I will try to roll it just a little more. Oh, okay. So I just managed to make the first pass. I had room to work a little bit, still on that end. Coming across over here, my water line was basically dropping right on the log. It was every bit that I had to clear this width here. and still pass that there, plenty of room here. If I pull this part of the log over just a little bit, then it should bring that side in a little bit. And if it pivots, it'll pull that end in a little bit also. But I at least made a clear pass. Maybe now you guys can kind of see what I was talking about, trying to capture the S so it bows over and then starts to come back a little bit. But now I got to roll at 180 degrees and it's going to reverse everything that I thought I had. But ultimately, I should still be able to make a pass, because even though I'm flipping 180 degrees, you know, the track is still a square. So, okay, let's try to roll it and try again. Okay, we've got it rolled 180 and washed up. We'll just see how it looks. That'll clear the post for sure on this side. Right here again at the absolute widest point, it might not want to clear, but we're gonna find out. Let's get her fired up. So let's bring our saw head down here to some increment of 2. That's going to also give us a decent slab. It seems like that's still going to have some fins in it. That's pretty broad, but it dipped pretty narrow out there in the middle. So let's roll with this and just see what happens. I'm pretty sure that tube's going to hit. Try. Oh, that's lovely. Now that all seems well and good that I got past it that close and that tight. But the problem is that's with my saw head high and we're up here on the diameter of the log. When we get down here, I'm afraid some of my cutting hardware and stuff isn't going to pass. The guide rollers and whatnot. Also see, man, I nailed that. I told you I thought it looked a little thin, so I dropped it another 2 inches. Look at that. That's still too thin for a decent slab. But I'll go ahead and take it out of there. If somebody wants it with the little narrow spot, they can have it. Or I'll turn it into 2x4s later. So yeah, let's drag this piece off. Let's back it up and drop it down another 2. All right, so we already had to finagle the last one. I'm gonna try to get the video footage here. Let you guys watch how I'm doing this. Start off, we've got to have this right hand end here in the right spot. So right now all my guide rollers and everything's going to hit. That's not going to pass, right? I think you guys can see that close enough, right? Yeah, all my guide rollers and stuff over here, right there, gonna hit. So we're gonna take the old bar here, and we're gonna bump it over just a little bit. Gets a little easier each time. And I know from cutting the last one that I might as well go ahead and put my bar on this side, because that's where I'm gonna need it next. Now right now, yeah, even still my drip tube's gonna wanna hit, and this bolt right here is gonna wanna hit. So I've gotta force that a little bit more. The problem is the log over here on the left side is hitting the stops. The little dogs keep your square edge from sliding off. Let me see if I can cram it just a little more. And what that has to do is it means the far end has to slide the other way. So I come down here on the far end. I've got to slide it over some to get the log off of those little stops. There we go. And now I just gained myself an inch pushing against the stops. So now I can come back up here, take this end a little further over. There we go. Whew. And my far end, yeah, it's out of spec, so I'll have to move my far end back in when I get to it. But this has me passing here for now. Check my scale, still on 2 inch, good. I debated doing these as 3 inch thick slabs, but 2 inches plenty. So there you have it. Had to make technically 3 adjustments. Had to hit the far end twice. I thought I had it, but I didn't quite. But with every 2 inches you take off, it gets that much lighter. So the slabs don't get lighter, the slabs get heavier. But the log gets lighter. these slabs actually aren't too heavy. It's pine, and it's already dried out a bit. Guess y'all probably can't even see me over here anyway. Oh, it's got some pretty blue stain in it. Yeah. Oh, whoops. Yeah, looky there. It's got some pretty blue in there on the edges. Wash it up, it'll look real nice. I'm gonna try to finish slabbing this thing down, and that'll probably be it for tonight. Tomorrow I'll get out here and actually reverse stack them all over here and sticker them. I know I had to finagle the log to pick it up with the tractor, and I really didn't take that much weight off. That first slab was decent sized scrap. The second scrap cut was hardly anything. So I don't know if the forks will do it all in one, but if they won't, I'll put it in two stacks of 3 or whatever it works out to be. Let's see, I've got 2 slabs out, and I've got 1, 2, 3. Technically it says 6 to go. So 2 stacks of 4, I guess, be 8 slabs. All right, let me cut this off, try to finish up. Well, I just figured I'd give you guys a peek at what came of the massive pine S-curve slabs here. Ended up with 8 of them, which the very top and the very bottom obviously are going to be a little narrow. They're probably no good really, but probably at least 4 or 5 in here that are nice and wide, that are good sellable slabs, you know, anywhere from 16 to 20 plus inches wide all the way down, and 16 feet long, over 16 feet long. But yeah, you know, it's pine, right? It's nothing crazy unique, but we do have some good blue staining in here along the edges. Really nice tight wood here in the sapwood, and then big open grain in the knots. Of course, this was pretty close to this is not the pith, but pretty close. But yeah, some really cool inclusions there around the knots. I mean, that's solid. It looks like it's rotted out probably in the video, but that's solid wood. A lot of bug holes in the sapwood, which is okay, you know, just more character. You're still, that's hollowed out a little bit, but there's like resin right there. I'm power washing them off to get all the sawdust off, and I'm also trying to blast out all of the sawdust and brass that's left in the holes. But yeah, see, here's that same knot. That's solid. That's pretty cool. I like that swirl pattern coming out both sides of the knot. It's just neat. It's not crazy pretty, you know, quarter sawn oak pattern, but it's pretty. Anyway, yeah, 4 or 5 good sellable slabs maybe, hopefully, assuming someone else agrees and wants to buy them. But we'll get them washed up, stickered and stacked here, and we'll just have them drying. If somebody doesn't want to buy the slab, I'll, you know, slap a set of legs on it or something, try to sell it as a table or a bar, or God forbid I put them back on the mill someday and cut them into boards. So it is what it is.